With Jerome. He is with, of course, the wine store, and you got some questions that come from the fans, and they just want to get a little bit of a look into the intricacies that are the drummer for the wine store. Here's our first question: what music gets you excited to play, and why?
Music excited to play or listen to, because they're two different entities.
How about that? We'll stick with the wine store.
Okay.
Which song gets you excited and you're ready to rock out on?
Actually, I'm really avant-garde. I like the ballads, even though I'm a heavier player. For some reason, Chris's ballads, I don't know, touch me in a way that it just seems, I just seem to like them. And, I mean, minimalistic on my part to do as a drummer, but, I mean, they're fantastic songs. And, I mean, I'm all for the greater good, and, I mean, they're just fun to play.
I dig that humbleness, but we just saw your sound check, man. You're badass about playing. we just saw you, and we were like, wow, this guy can really, really play. With that being said, what are some of the influences? For most drummers, it's something like Neil Peart, and Rush 2112 album, and they want to play every song on that.
Right.
What's the one that gets you excited?
Actually, I grew up, my father was a horn player, so my first musical knowledge was James Brown. I grew up in R&B, but then as I got older, I ended up playing death metal, and if it wasn't 280 beats per minute, you're not playing, which obviously I'm over 50 now, so that doesn't apply anymore, but, you know, it varies. I mean, I'm across the gamut. I mean, it depends on what it is, what I feel for the day.
Yeah. Now, and I will go ahead and jump in here and say that's kind of an anomaly, because most of the time people start off bat out of hell. I'm going to do metal drumming. I'm going to go.
Well, let me just say my father's still rather disappointed.
To start off with the R&B,
right,
the soul, and the funk,
and end up with Slayer,
and then end up doing Slayer, right? You try to defy Father Time. So,
right.
Great stuff though, but it's keeping you in the pocket where you are, which is a wonderful place. Like I said, we just listened to your sound,
and that's our job.
And you were phenomenal. Now, what drummers, and we'll just say 5, what drummers are you a super fan of?
Dennis Chambers, who played with P-Funk, plays with Santana and various other artists. What's fantastic about him is he has a lot of chops, but his simplicity, he plays a backbeat that can snap your neck and then can throw a chop in that you don't understand. So, I mean, he's brilliant in that way. John Bonham, Zeppelin, Keith Moon, because he wrecked his gear, loved it. You know, I don't care how good you played, you wrecked your gear. That's fantastic. I mean, you win.
You gave everything.
Yeah, you win.
For sure. Now, seeing that you told us you went from a slower, in-the-pocket, groove, funk thing to the Slayer, how's your study routine or your practice routine?
It's interesting. I have an Alesis drum machine. What I'll do is I'll set a pattern that basically is a click track, or I'll use a pre-programmed drum loop, and I'll play along with that. And I mean, to a lot of guys, it sounds like it's boring, but I mean, ultimately, a drummer's job is to keep time, and it keeps me solid.
That's very cool. Here we go. What tips do you have for an up-and-coming drummer to improve their speed and their accuracy? And I'm thinking that their accuracy is, because, you know, a lot of people have rim shots and this and that.
Sure.
So speed as well as your accuracy to hit the drum instead of the shell.
And a lot of drummers will tell you that it's all about technique, that you hit to play through the shell to get the drum to resonate, which, I mean, it all depends. If you play 280 beats per minute, you're not swinging drums to get that done. You're letting the microphones do that work, because you can't obviously do that while swinging like that. You can't do it. I mean, it's just impossible to do. So, I mean, it all depends on the application of the type of drumming you want to do. I mean, for me, I mean, this music that Chris wrote, I feel like it's aged with me to where I'm suited to be able to play that. I don't feel like it's, you know, I'm outdated or elderly to play it. I feel like it's like in my wheelhouse.
Amen. That's good stuff. This is a bizarre thing because we know that Chris started the Y Store a few moons ago. You would be considered a new member of the Y Store, but you've been around for a hell of a long time. So explain how exactly that works for us.
Actually, it was a random call from Troy, the guitar player, back in 2007. I had basically stopped, was settled down, had a mundane job that I did during the week, and he's like, hey, you want to fill in for the weekend? I'm like, yeah. And here I am, still doing that. So I always joke with Chris that you still never hired me.
Never hired you, and he'll tell you never. He's about to fire.
Fire you at any moment. At any moment.
Last but not least, and I can tell by the way you light up whenever you talk about the music, man. Are you having fun playing with the Y Store?
I mean, I've played music for 35 years, and it's still I feel youthful with it. His music is timeless. It crosses all colors, boundaries, ages, and I feel blessed to be able to be a part of it. Yeah.
That's some crazy good stuff. I hope it was informative to your fans. Again, Jerome, Jerry, thank you so much, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.